Kia ora, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, global financial markets are still assuming the Gaza-Israel flare-up won't affect them. On Wall Street, analysts are betting the American economy is actually operating better than they had been assuming. And tech stocks are rising ahead of earnings reports that are assumed to be strong. Consumer stocks are rising as well. The S&P 500 is higher, as are bond yields, as eyes turn to how the US Fed will assess this continuing strength. The wisdom of ignoring global pressures is not front of mind there at present. The higher risk appetite seems odd in the circumstances. In New York State, however, business activity edged lower in their factories. This was the 7th monthly fall in the past year, one that has essentially oscillated around a steady state. This time new orders were a little soft, but employment held up, and that was probably because looking ahead, firms remained relatively optimistic about the 6-month outlook. In Canada, wholesale sales rose 2.3% in August, led by machinery and equipment. This was a good bounce back from the no change in July, although not as much as anticipated. But the waterfront strike in Vancouver in that month probably affected this result. And staying in Canada, higher interest rates are souring the mood of both consumers and businesses. A quarterly survey for their central bank shows a steepening mood retreat. In China, their central bank injected 783 billion yuan into their banking system yesterday via their medium-term lending facility, but at an unchanged 2.5% rate. This latest injection is a third more than the September 591 billion injected, and this is the most they have ever injected. In Europe, end-of-year retail prospects look tough in the UK. There are almost 1 in 3 adults expect to spend less in Christmas this year, with most blaming the rising cost of living. US Treasury 10-year yield starts today up 9 basis points from where we started yesterday at 4.72%. And the price of gold will start today at $1,922 an ounce. That's down $11 from yesterday. And oil prices have slipped a bit more than 50 cents to be now just under $86 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price just over $89 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar starts today at 59.2 US cents and recovering 40 basis points from yesterday's open. Against the Aussie was slightly softer again at 93.4 Australian cents. Against the euro, we've risen slightly to 56.2 euro cents. That all means our trade weight index starts at just under 69.5, which is up 25 basis points from yesterday. Get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston, and we'll do this again tomorrow.